I spent 4 years in prison for almost killing a man. When the interviewer asked me why I did it, I told her the truth about my sister, and she went silent for a long time. The interviewer looked at my application and then looked at me like I was something she had stepped in. I knew that look. I had seen it every day for the past 4 years. My name is Adrian, and I am 29 years old. I just spent 48 months in state prison for aggravated assault. The paperwork says I beat a man so badly, he spent 3 weeks in intensive care. It says I broke his jaw, fractured his skull, and collapsed one of his lungs. All of that is true. What the paperwork doesn't say is why. Finding a job with a felony record is almost impossible. I had applied to 48 places in 3 weeks. Gas stations, warehouses, fast food restaurants, cleaning companies. Nobody wanted to hire a violent offender. Most of them didn't even let me finish the application before telling me to leave. A few let me interview just so they could watch me squirm when they asked about my criminal history. This interview was at a small landscaping company on the edge of town. The owner was a woman named Mrs. Aguilar, who looked to be in her 50s with gray hair pulled back in a tight bun. Her office smelled like dirt and fertilizer. She had my application in front of her and a pen in her hand. "I'm going to be straight with you," she said. "I saw your record before you walked in. Aggravated assault, 4 years served. You almost killed someone." I nodded. There was no point in lying. "I need to know what happened," she said. "Not the legal version, the real version. If you can't tell me the truth, you can leave right now." I sat there for a moment, trying to figure out what to say. Most interviewers didn't actually want to hear it. They just wanted me to grovel and apologize so they could feel good about rejecting me. But something about the way Mrs. Aguilar was looking at me felt different. She wasn't disgusted. She was waiting. So I told her. My sister Yolanda was the only family I had left. Our parents died in a house fire when I was 11 and she was 15. We bounced around foster homes for years until she aged out and got custody of me. She worked 2 jobs to keep us fed. She made sure I stayed in school. She was the reason I didn't end up on the streets. When I was 22, Yolanda was 26 and finally doing well. She had a stable job, a little apartment, and was taking night classes to become a nurse. She was driving home from her shift one evening when a drunk driver ran a red light and hit her car at 60 miles per hour. She died at the scene. The paramedics said it was instant. The man who killed her was named Corey Beckham. He was 42 years old, a real estate agent, and this was his 4th DUI. The first 3 times he got probation, fines, and a suspended license. He never spent a single night in jail. His lawyer was expensive and his family had connections. The system kept letting him go. When he killed my sister, he finally got sentenced to prison. 2 years. He served 8 months and got released early for good behavior. 8 months for taking the only person I had in this world. I tried to move on. I really did. I went to therapy. I attended support groups. I told myself that revenge wouldn't bring Yolanda back, and I believed it. For almost a year, I believed it. Then I saw him. I was at a gas station filling up my car when he pulled in driving a brand new SUV. He was laughing on his phone, talking about some beach vacation he was planning. He looked happy, healthy, like nothing had ever happened, like my sister's life meant nothing. Something inside me snapped. I don't remember walking over to him. I don't remember the first punch. I just remember the sound of his voice and then the sound of my own screaming. By the time someone pulled me off, he was unconscious and I was covered in his blood. I didn't run. I didn't resist when the police came. I knew what I had done and I knew I was going to prison for it. The judge gave me 6 years. I served 4 and got released last month. When I finished talking, Mrs. Aguilar didn't say anything for a long time. She just sat there with her hands folded on the desk, staring at a spot on the wall behind me. I figured the interview was over. I started to stand up. "Sit down," she said quietly. I sat. She pulled open a drawer and took out a photograph. It was a young woman with dark hair and a bright smile, maybe 19 or 20 years old. She slid it across the desk so I could see it. "My daughter Carmen," she said. "A drunk driver killed her 11 years ago. He got 18 months, served 6. I didn't know what to say. "You start Monday," she said. 7 in the morning. Don't be late." I walked out of that office and sat in my car for 20 minutes before I could drive. Not because I was upset, because for the first time in 5 years, someone had looked at me and seen a human being instead of a monster. Some people will never understand why I did what I did. I don't need them to. I just needed one person to listen.